Adam here from the Walser Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is take you on a test drive. So next to me here, I have a 2024 Hyundai Palisade Limited in the all-wheel drive. So we'll look at the interior, the exterior, and see what it's like out on the open road. All right, so we're behind the wheel of the Palisade Limited, so let's put it in drive here. We'll go for a spin around. Now, what's pretty cool about the park reverse neutral drive system here is that it's a shift-by-wire system. So what that means is you don't have the standard column shifter or the big shifter assembly in the middle anymore. It's just 4 little buttons down here. So when I click it in drive, or you can just click it back into park, which is really easy. But one of the coolest things about that is it frees up a huge amount of space. So underneath all of this, you now have a large storage area. So there's a couple of charging ports down there. You can put your purse, you can store anything out of the way, and you do keep a huge armrest here. Another thing, we've always got our cell phones with us, right? So this is gonna have wireless charging here in the center console with a little kind of lid that you can close it away. And then once you plug your phone in, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, this also has built-in navigation, so it's really easy to use when you're on the go. Now let's talk about the infotainment screen here. So I think it's a 12.6-inch display, and it's kind of a driver-centric focus thing. So it really does make it easy when you're on the move to access maybe your text messaging or your phone or some of the map settings in here. It's all very simply laid out. All the icons are clear and easy to read, and it does make it, like I said, pretty simple when you're moving around or just you don't want to think about it, right? It's just one of those things that you don't want one more thing to figure out. Oh, how do I use this? How does this work? There's climate control on here. It can also be controlled through the infotainment screen. So that is a pretty cool feature. So let's talk about the engine. Now this is a 3.8-liter 6-cylinder, and it's going to be paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. There's only one option in the Palisade, but it's a pretty good option. This one you're looking at about 19 mpg in the city and about 24 miles per gallon on the highway with the H-Track all-wheel drive system. So what's cool about the ride and drive? It's comfortable, it's quiet, the vehicle is very easy to drive, it doesn't have a huge blind spot. I like that the mirrors are quite large on the side here, and there's also blind spot monitoring in there. So the screen will light up if someone's in your blind spot over there, so that makes it pretty convenient. And if I click the blinker on, there's actually a little camera that's gonna pop up in my digital cluster here, so that makes it even easier to see what's going on around you. Now this one will also get the auto dimming rear view mirror here with the home link, so you can program your garage door into that. And it's really kind of breaks down to a lot about comfort of the driver and the passengers. I mean, obviously if you're looking at the Palisade, you want to know about the second and third row though, right? So the second row in this one actually has ventilated and heated seats when you're into the limited model here. And then you're also going to have heated seats in the third row. So everybody, if you're on a road trip, if you're just buzzing around town, they're going to be comfortable and they're going to be happy that when that Minnesota winter rolls back around, it's going to be nice and toasty in here. Now on the other side of that, you've also got ventilated seats for the driver and the passenger, and one of my favorite features, the heated steering wheel. So how are the seats in the Palisade? They're extremely comfortable. I like the design in here. This is obviously the black interior. There's a few different options you can look at, but it works really nicely. There's kind of that aluminum trim that runs through, and this cool that kind of goes through the door and onto the center console here, kind of a cool gray look to it. So it's a very classy and upscale interior. Now, if we've got our digital gauge cluster here, you can go through and kind of see your pertinent information. Some of your trip computer stuff, some of your routes if you have that set, how the all-wheel drive system is working, and then the adaptive cruise control. So if that's a feature you've never had before, you set the distance when you're on the go, you just click the little button, and it's gonna keep that distance based on 3, 2, 1 car lengths ahead of you, and then you just click it again to turn it off. So if you're eating up a lot of highway miles, that's a pretty cool feature to have, paired with the emergency braking system and the lane departure warning. So if you start to sway out of your lane, you actually get a little bit of vibration on the steering wheel, so that's pretty cool as well. Now back to the second row, there's also going to be plugins back there. You've got the window screen that you can put up if you got the little kids or the kids don't want the sun in their face, and there's a lot of cup holders, and it's got the Harman Kardon sound system, so it does sound really good in here. But if you're not using that, there's this thing called passenger talk. So if I click that, I can actually speak forward, and it's going to project my voice into the third row. Maybe somebody's misbehaving or you just need to yell something out. Rather than turning around to tell everyone, you click passenger talk and speak forward. So that's one of those cool Hyundai safety features that definitely can help you out in a pinch. Now this will also get memory seats for the driver here. So with the program key, you've actually got a remote start built into that. So you can fire it up, it'll run for about 10 minutes and it'll heat up nicely for you or cool down in the summer. But I mean, overall, now that I've been driving it around this afternoon, I find myself really liking the Palisade. I thought it was going to drive like maybe a large SUV, but it really doesn't. It almost drives more like a Tucson. You can kind of weave in and out of traffic. Parking everywhere isn't really difficult at all because this one also has the 360 surround view camera. You can see up front, to the sides, and if you're stopped, if you're trying to see maybe a tight parking spot or what's going on in your driveway, you can click the little parking button down here and it pulls up the 360 camera for you, and you can change that to look around, which is also really cool. I love the sunroof. This one's going to have the dual sunroof, so you got the one up front and then it kind of splits and then does open it up, especially with the darker interior for that second and third row back there. So there's a ton of equipment in here, but one of the best things is in the back, that third row is actually power. So if you want to click the button in the back, it's a one press and it's going to fold down that third row for you. You can click the second row and that's going to kick those seats down. But you can click it again and actually pull the third row back up. So no more leaning forward trying to grab that little string. You simply just click the button and it'll move the seats forward back for you. So if you're not hauling people around, you can kick the seats down and you have a ton of cargo room back there. But overall, I mean, if you're looking for a family SUV, something to throw the kids in, something if you're hauling maybe 6 people around, this one is the captain's chair option. So you can also do the bench seat in the Palisade as well, but I really like the captain's chairs. It makes it easy to access that third row. Not only is there just a little button on the side that you can click that's going to click and then fold the seat forward, but you can fold them down, you can slide them. There's a ton of different ways to use that captain's seats in the second row that makes it easy to access the third row. And you do have a ton of room back there. When I hopped in the second row, I was very surprised just how much headroom and knee room I had, where even I was driving comfortably at 6'1". So I think if you're looking for the perfect family SUV, something to haul the kids, something to get to work day to day, something that, you know, is going to be great on a weekend, it's going to be great when the weather turns, I think the Palisade's a pretty awesome option that for the money, this one, the limited MSRP is going to come in right around $52,000. So you're getting a ton of equipment in here. I mean, I can't even think of stuff you're not getting with this model. The CarPlay, the heated ventilated seats, all the good stuff really makes this a great option. You got to get out, take for a spin, see what you think. So that was just a quick look and drive in the 24 Palisade. Now, if you have any other questions or you'd like more information or to schedule a test drive for yourself, you can visit either one of our Hyundai locations in Brooklyn Park or Coon Rapids, or visit us online at walser.com. We'd be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching.